Hello, and welcome to our unit Rationale. As many of you know, we'll be starting the segment on Things Fall Apart soon. However, before we do that, what I wanted to give students was a week-long unit on Nigerian culture. Now, what students will be doing is they will be selecting from a prescribed list of topics, and from there, with a partner, they will research those topics, either something on the tribes of Nigeria, location and geography, history and ethnic relations, etc. Once they've completed their research and have 5 credible sources, they will create a Prezi and present what they found to the class. So that will be our week-long unit, focused specifically on Nigerian culture and how it relates to Things Fall Apart. The learning goals for our unit include students being able to deeply understand another culture, one specifically that we'll be looking through in Things Fall Apart, to gain prior knowledge that will assist them in their reading of Things Fall Apart, and to go further beyond that to evaluate credible sources, synthesize their information, and present using the appropriate language to an entire class. This unit will not only enhance student skills, but it also touches upon 8 different Common Core state standards and NCTE/IRA standards. I won't bother reading all 8 of those to you. However, I do want to point out a few of them that I think are the most important for this unit. So according to the Common Core state standards for writing, students are to conduct short as well as more sustained research projects to answer a question or solve a problem. They are to narrow or broaden the inquiry when appropriate, synthesize multiple sources on the subject, demonstrating understanding of the subject under investigation. Now that's exactly what our students are doing. They're going out and they're finding 5 credible sources, which we will help them evaluate how the source is credible. And then they are taking all of that information that they found from those 5 different sources, and they are compiling that into their Prezi to synthesize all of that information and to present that. Which leads me to my next Common Core state standards, which revolve around speaking and listening. So, Common Core state standards for speaking and listening require that students present information, findings, and supporting evidence clearly, concisely, and logically, such that listeners can follow the line of reasoning and the organization, development, substance, and style are appropriate to purpose, audience, and task. That is exactly what our students will be doing. They'll be standing up there with their Prezi, presenting their information in the appropriate academic language, while attending to their research and to their audience. We also touch upon a few of the other Common Core state standards for speaking and listening that focus on making strategic uses of digital media and adapting speech to a variety of tasks. But I want to move on to the NCT/IRA standards. Okay, so we actually touch upon 3 of these throughout this week-long unit. So we're really hitting the standards within this unit. Specifically, I want to mention that the NCT/IRA, it focuses on that research. So students conduct research on issues and interests by generating ideas and questions and by posing problems. They gather, evaluate, and synthesize data from a variety of sources, which is exactly what our students are going to be doing. And they're also going to be using a variety of technological and information resources, so they're going to touch upon those databases. They're going to learn how to evaluate a credible source, and they're going to develop an understanding and a respect for diversity in language use, patterns, and dialects across cultures. Studying Nigerian culture will provide our students with a deeper understanding of that culture and a better respect for it, especially while they're reading Things Fall Apart. In our week-long unit, not only are we touching upon Common Core state standards, NCTE/IRA standards, and ultimate skills for our students, but we're also meeting some of those requirements from scholarly sources. As Magarinsky states, another conventional kind of assessment found in school is a research report. Such reports are produced in many disciplines and professions, and they often are required in school curricula. A good report on a significant topic can make an important contribution to people's knowledge about issues that matter to them. These reports are focused on facts, but use the facts in service of constructing knowledge about a topic. So our students are going to be completing this research report because it's something that not only will they see in this class, but they're going to be seeing throughout the rest of their academics. By helping them get to this point where they can conduct research find credible sources, synthesize their information, and present it to the class, we're not only prepping them for the rest of their high school career, but we're also prepping them for college. I know some of you may be wondering why it is that we're not just studying Nigerian culture as we're reading through Things Fall Apart. And the reason that I chose to do this unit before we actually started the reading of Things Fall Apart is so that students not only had a deeper understanding of the novel and the culture they're about to enter into, but also so that they had that ability to conduct a research project where they could evaluate credible sources, synthesize that information, work with different technological aspects such as Prezi, and really grow in their skills. Yes, of course, we could read Things Fall Apart and just generally get an understanding of Nigerian culture as we read, but then we wouldn't be able to dive into a deeper analysis of the novel. By students completing this specific unit before we actually start reading, they're going to have an understanding of where Achebe is coming from, and then a deeper understanding of the meaning behind the text. It won't be solely based on what the text says in black and white, but it'll actually be giving them a chance to scaffold their way and use their prior knowledge into the gray areas of the text. One thing that I wanted to point out was that in Models of Teaching by Joyce, Well, and Calhoun, they state that the more skills students develop and the more they widen their repertoire, the greater their ability to master an even greater range of skills and strategies. So by completing this unit and allowing students to have a chance to further their skills in credible sources, in technology, and in just general speaking and listening, we are offering them the opportunity to prepare themselves not only for college, but also for a deeper analysis of Things Fall Apart, where they can work to synthesize that information and to move into the gray area and scaffold their knowledge.